The legacy builders, creating generational wealth that transforms bloodlines. Let me tell you about the moment that transformed Marcus Thompson from a successful entrepreneur making $1.2 million annually to what financial historians now call a legacy architect. Someone who builds wealth systems so sophisticated that they generate prosperity for multiple generations while transforming entire family bloodlines from limitation to abundance. It was October 22nd, 2023, and Marcus was watching his 16-year-old son make the same financial mistakes that had cost Marcus decades of struggle, realizing that despite his business success, he had failed to transfer wealth consciousness to the next generation. Most successful people focus on accumulating wealth for themselves. Marcus discovered something far more powerful. He learned what Napoleon Hill called the legacy method, the systematic approach to building wealth structures that automatically educate, empower, and enrich multiple generations while creating family dynasties that last centuries rather than decades. Within 24 months, Marcus had transformed his personal wealth into a multi-generational system that not only secured his family's financial future, but began influencing other families to break cycles of limitation and build lasting prosperity. His approach didn't just create money, it created a new bloodline pattern that would affect generations who hadn't even been born yet. Tonight, you're going to learn the exact legacy-building framework Marcus used to transform from individual wealth accumulation to generational abundance creation, and how you can apply these same principles to build prosperity systems that outlast your lifetime, regardless of your current financial position or family history. The generational crisis. Marcus's wake-up call came when he discovered his financially privileged children possessed the same poverty mindset that had plagued his family for generations. Despite having every material advantage, his son was making spending decisions based on scarcity thinking. His daughter avoided financial responsibility, and neither understood the principles that had built their comfortable lifestyle. "I had broken the cycle of financial struggle, but not the cycle of wealth ignorance," Marcus later reflected. "I was rich, but I was raising children with poor mindsets. I realized that without intentional design, wealth dies with the generation that creates it." Statistics show that 70% of wealthy families lose their fortune by the second generation, and 90% have lost it by the third. The crisis deepened when Marcus calculated that his current wealth management approach, traditional investing and estate planning, would likely result in his grandchildren receiving money without the wisdom to preserve or grow it. He was building financial assets, but not financial consciousness. That's when his financial advisor, Patricia Williams, introduced him to Robert Chen, a multi-generational wealth strategist who had spent 15 years studying how certain families maintain and grow wealth across centuries, while others lose everything within decades. The legacy discovery. Robert had a completely different perspective on wealth that revolutionized Marcus's understanding of financial success and family prosperity. "Most people confuse wealth accumulation with legacy building," Robert explained. "Accumulation is about collecting assets. Legacy building is about creating systems that produce wealth-conscious individuals across generations." The Rothschild family has maintained wealth for over 200 years, not because they're smarter investors, but because they built systems that automatically educate and empower each generation. Robert showed Marcus case studies of families who had maintained prosperity across multiple generations by focusing on 5 key elements: wealth consciousness development, systematic education transfer, governance structures, value-based decision-making, and impact-oriented purpose. "True legacy builders don't just pass down money," Robert continued. "They pass down the ability to create money, the wisdom to manage money, and the character to use money responsibly. They build what I call wealth genetics, patterns of thinking and behavior that automatically generate prosperity regardless of external circumstances." The 5 legacy building principles. Over the next 3 months, Robert taught Marcus 5 fundamental principles that transform individual wealth into generational prosperity. Principle 1, consciousness transfer. Instead of just transferring assets, successful legacy builders systematically transfer the mindset, skills, and knowledge that created those assets, ensuring each generation can recreate and expand wealth independently. Principle 2, educational architecture. Legacy builders create structured learning systems that educate family members about money management, business principles, and wealth creation from childhood through adulthood, making financial wisdom as natural as speaking the family language. Principle 3, governance systems. Rather than relying on individual character alone, legacy builders establish formal structures, family councils, investment committees, mentorship programs that guide decision-making and maintain family values across generations. Principle 4. Purpose integration. Sustainable legacies are built around purposes larger than personal comfort. Legacy builders align wealth with mission, creating meaning that motivates responsible stewardship across multiple generations. Principle 5. Impact multiplication. The most powerful legacies extend beyond family boundaries to influence communities, industries, and society, creating positive feedback loops that support and strengthen the family's prosperity systems. Marcus's 24-month legacy transformation. Under Robert's guidance, Marcus systematically rebuilt his approach from individual wealth to family prosperity. Month 16, Family Wealth Assessment and Vision Development. Marcus began by conducting a comprehensive assessment of his family's relationship with money. He interviewed family members about their financial beliefs, goals, and fears. He discovered that despite material abundance, his family carried deep patterns of scarcity thinking inherited from previous generations. Working with a family therapist who specialized in wealth psychology, Marcus helped his family identify and address limiting beliefs about money, success, and responsibility. They developed a family mission statement that aligned wealth with values and established clear purposes for their prosperity. We discovered that money had always been a source of stress and conflict in our family lineage, Marcus explained. Even though I had built financial success, I hadn't addressed the emotional and psychological patterns around wealth. We needed to heal the relationship with money before we could build a healthy legacy. Month 7-12, Educational System Design and Implementation. Marcus created a comprehensive financial education curriculum for his family members of all ages. For younger children, this included age-appropriate games and activities that taught basic money concepts. Teenagers participated in business simulations and investment challenges. Adults engaged in advanced wealth management and business development training. He established quarterly family meetings where financial topics were discussed openly, investment decisions were explained, and family members could ask questions and provide input. He created apprenticeship opportunities where family members could work in his businesses to understand wealth creation firsthand. Marcus also brought in outside experts, successful entrepreneurs, investment professionals, philanthropy advisors, to share knowledge and provide diverse perspectives on wealth building and management. Month 13-18, Governance Structure Creation. Marcus established formal structures to guide family decision-making and wealth management across generations. He created a family council with representation from different generations and branches of the family. He formed an investment committee responsible for major financial decisions. He established criteria for family member participation in business ventures. These structures included clear guidelines for education requirements, performance standards, and ethical expectations for family members who wanted to participate in family wealth systems. They also included conflict resolution processes and mechanisms for adapting to changing circumstances. Month 19-24, Legacy Implementation and Impact Expansion. Marcus began implementing systems that would operate beyond his lifetime. He created family foundations focused on causes aligned with family values. He established business structures designed to provide opportunities for multiple generations. He developed mentorship programs that connected family members with successful individuals outside the family. He also began influencing other families by sharing his approaches, creating a community of legacy-focused individuals who supported each other's generational wealth-building efforts. The extraordinary legacy results. By month 24, Marcus's legacy-building approach had generated remarkable outcomes. Family transformation. All family members demonstrated improved financial literacy, responsible money management, and alignment with family values and mission. Wealth multiplication. Family net worth increased 240% through improved investment strategies and new business development by educated family members. Educational success. Children and grandchildren began starting successful businesses and making sound financial decisions, demonstrating transferred wealth consciousness. Community impact. Family foundation and business initiatives had positively affected over 3,000 individuals through education, employment, and economic development. Cultural influence. Marcus's approaches influenced 47 other families to begin legacy-building initiatives, creating a network of generational wealth builders. The legacy building framework. Through Marcus's success and Robert's work with hundreds of families, they developed a systematic framework for generational wealth creation. Phase 1. Legacy Vision and Assessment Map. Current family relationship with money and wealth. identify generational patterns and limiting beliefs, develop shared family mission and values, create long-term legacy vision extending 3-5 generations. Phase 2, consciousness development and healing, address emotional and psychological money issues across family members, heal generational trauma related to financial stress or conflict, develop healthy beliefs about wealth and responsibility, create positive family narratives around money. Phase 3, educational system architecture design, age-appropriate financial education curricula for all family members, create hands-on learning opportunities through business involvement, establish mentorship relationships with successful external advisors, implement regular family financial meetings and discussions. Phase 4, governance structure implementation, establish family councils and decision-making bodies, create clear criteria and expectations for family member participation, develop conflict resolution and adaptation mechanisms, implement performance measurement and accountability systems. Phase 5, impact integration and community building, align wealth with purposes larger than family comfort, create foundations or initiatives that benefit broader community, build relationships with other legacy-focused families, develop systems that operate independently of founding generation. Real-world legacy building applications. Case Study 1. The Johnson family business dynasty. Sarah Johnson transformed her $3 million restaurant into a multi-generational system by creating a family business university, establishing performance-based ownership succession, and building community development initiatives. 3 generations now actively participate in growing the business empire to $45 million, while maintaining family unity and values. Case Study 2. The Rodriguez investment legacy. Carlos Rodriguez converted his $8 million investment success into a family wealth management system by educating all family members in investment principles, creating a family investment fund managed collaboratively, and establishing criteria for individual investment support. The family now manages $32 million collectively, while each member has developed independent wealth creation capabilities. Case Study 3. The Kim Technology Heritage. Lisa Kim built upon her $12 million tech company sale to create a family innovation ecosystem that funds and mentors family member entrepreneurship, provides technology education and resources, and supports community STEM initiatives. Her legacy system has produced 6 successful businesses across 2 generations while strengthening family bonds and community impact. The psychology of generational thinking. Napoleon Hill understood that building lasting legacies requires mastering several psychological principles. Long-term perspective development legacy builders learn to think in decades and generations rather than quarters and years, making decisions based on long-term consequences and multi-generational impact. Abundance mentality cultivation. Successful legacy builders operate from belief in unlimited possibility and expandable wealth rather than scarcity thinking that creates competition and conflict between generations. Stewardship consciousness. Legacy builders see themselves as temporary stewards of resources rather than permanent owners, creating responsibility for wise management and beneficial transfer to next generations. Service-oriented purpose. The most sustainable legacies are built around service to others rather than just family comfort, creating meaning and motivation that transcends individual gratification. Advanced legacy building strategies. Multi-generational business development. Create business structures specifically designed to provide opportunities and education for multiple generations while maintaining competitive effectiveness and growth potential. Educational trust and foundation systems. Establish formal educational funding and governance systems that ensure high-quality learning opportunities while maintaining accountability and performance standards. Family constitution and governance documents. Develop formal agreements that outline family values, expectations, decision-making processes, and conflict resolution mechanisms to maintain unity across generations. Wealth psychology and counseling integration include professional support for addressing the psychological and emotional challenges that come with inherited wealth and family business involvement. The technology tools for legacy building. Family relationship management systems use platforms designed specifically for family wealth management to track education progress, coordinate meetings, manage governance processes, and facilitate communication across generations. Investment and business management platforms leverage technology for collaborative investment management, business performance tracking, and transparent financial reporting that educates while managing wealth. Educational content and curriculum development create digital learning systems that provide age-appropriate financial education, business training, and family history preservation across multiple generations. Impact measurement and reporting tools implement systems for tracking and reporting on family foundation activities, community impact initiatives, and legacy progress across multiple dimensions. The daily legacy building practice. Successful legacy builders develop consistent habits that reinforce generational thinking. Morning legacy reflection, 10 minutes. Consider how daily decisions and activities contribute to or detract from long-term family legacy goals and values. Family connection and education, 20 minutes. Engage with family members about financial topics, business developments, or legacy initiatives through formal or informal conversations. Impact assessment and planning, 15 minutes. Review progress toward legacy goals and identify opportunities for family education, business development, or community impact initiatives. Common legacy building mistakes. Mistake 1. Money focus without consciousness transfer. Focusing on accumulating and transferring assets without developing the mindset and skills needed to manage and grow those assets responsibly. Mistake 2. Informal systems reliance, depending on personal relationships and individual character without establishing formal governance structures and educational systems. Mistake 3. Single generation planning, making decisions based on immediate family needs without considering impact on subsequent generations or long-term sustainability. Mistake 4. Isolation from community and purpose-building wealth systems focused only on family benefit without connection to larger purposes or community impact that provide meaning and motivation. Mistake 5. Conflict avoidance, avoiding difficult conversations about money, responsibility, and expectations rather than addressing challenges proactively through established processes. Building your legacy architecture. Months 1-3. Foundation assessment and vision. Analyze your family's current relationship with money and wealth. Identify patterns and beliefs that support or undermine prosperity. Develop family mission and legacy vision. Begin addressing psychological or emotional money issues. Months 4-9. Educational system development. Create age-appropriate financial education for all family members. Establish regular family meetings and discussions about money. Bring in expert advisors and mentors. Provide hands-on business and investment learning opportunities. Months 10-15, governance implementation, establish family councils and decision-making structures, create clear expectations and criteria for family member participation, develop conflict resolution and adaptation processes, implement accountability and performance measurement systems. Months 16-21, impact integration and community building, align wealth with purposes larger than family comfort, create foundation or community impact initiatives, build relationships with other legacy-focused families, develop systems designed to operate beyond founding generation. Months 22-24, legacy testing and refinement, test legacy systems through real-world application and challenges, refine processes based on results and changing circumstances, document successful approaches for future generations, begin mentoring other families in legacy building. Your generational wealth revolution. Marcus Thompson's transformation from individual wealth accumulation to generational legacy building wasn't about earning more money. It was about building systems that create wealth-conscious individuals across multiple generations. He discovered that true prosperity isn't just about financial assets, it's about transferring the ability to create and manage assets responsibly. The legacy building method he mastered isn't about controlling future generations, it's about empowering them with the tools, knowledge, and character needed to create their own prosperity while maintaining family unity and values. Generational wealth isn't a luxury reserved for billionaire families. Any individual or family that commits to systematic legacy building can break cycles of limitation and establish patterns of prosperity that last for centuries. Your legacy building doesn't require perfect circumstances or unlimited resources. It requires intentional design that prioritizes consciousness transfer alongside asset accumulation. The framework exists, the principles are proven, the technology tools are available. The only variable is your commitment to thinking beyond your own lifetime and building systems that benefit generations you may never meet. Like this video if you're ready to build generational wealth that transforms bloodlines. Subscribe to this channel for continued legacy building and generational wealth education. Comment below with your biggest family wealth challenge. Let's design legacy solutions together. Remember, your wealth will either die with you or multiply through generations. The choice is in the systems you build today. Start building your family legacy today.